Very recently, iBasso released a successor to their already very successful iBasso DX260, simply named as iBasso DX260 MK2, which is in my hand right now. So, you might be wondering, what are the differences with this MK2 here? Because literally everything looks the same. So what are the upgrades? Just have a look at the screen. As you can see there are several improvements which was introduced with this MK2. So which means that, okay, other than the upgrade which I have shown you on screen right now, it is basically the same thing. So if you have watched my previous review on this iBasso DX260 Mark1, which was released few months back, I openly declare that for the price range of $1,000 US, that is basically the very best that you can get in the market until today. iBasso DX260, I repeat, the best digital audio player for up to $1,000 US. Perhaps there are some tough competition from Hi-B, but I personally believe that with that octa-core, with that kind of power, with that kind of, let's say, resolution imaging and the sound and the performance itself, DX260 Mark 1 was already the best. About the only thing that you can do if you want to upgrade is just to simply move on to iBasso DX340 here, which is obviously an upgrade over this DX260 Mark 2. So despite the upgrades and everything, it is literally the same thing. iBasso DX260 Mark 1 and also Mark 2. So I will not be spending too much time explaining to you how does it sounds like, because like I mentioned again, whatever that I have already mentioned in my first review for iBasso DX260 for sound and performance still stand until today, because nothing has changed there. I repeat, nothing has changed. But what you get in return, of course, first and foremost, you're gonna get Snapdragon 665, which is practically identical to the same processor of this very high-end, very expensive iBasso DX340 here. This much larger sibling of this DX260 Mark II. So, same processor now. So, which also means that you're gonna get something which is a bit more responsive, a bit more efficient overall with the way it operates, with the way it handles the operation of the Android itself, and of course, you're gonna get also extra storage. So the original iBasso DX260 was only limited to 64 GB internally. But with this one now, you get double, 128 GB. And I find that 128 GB is definitely very useful. And also very important, it also now runs on Android 13 instead of Android 11, which again improve the user experience. It is more snappy now, more responsive, and less likely to have any kind of anomalies which you would normally associate with Android. And of course, when it comes to operation, let's have a look at the temperature. I am happy to say that despite all the upgrade, despite all the extra memory, despite all the snappiness, this DX260 remains one of the coolest running digital audio player, just like the Mark 1 version, which means that it operates at around 34. In fact, this runs slightly just a few points lower at 34.9 C or something like that. At 34.9, yes, 34.9. So, this remains the one in the market which runs cooler regardless how you push it. And also the good thing is that efficiency with battery power remains the same. It also capable of running 11 hours on this Mark II, pretty much identical to Mark 1. Like I mentioned earlier, DX260 Mark II is practically identical to DX260 Mark 1. But the good thing is that now you're gonna have this very lovely looking backplate here, which is in white color. So originally, with DX260 Mark 1, you're gonna get on either the black or the silver, but now you have this very lovely looking white, which is also removable, like I say, identical to Mark 1. Last but not least, and perhaps the most pleasant surprise introduced by this iBasso DX260 Mark II, the resolution now goes higher than DSD256. Because the original iBasso DX260 Mark 1 was only capable of resolving DSD256. But this one, I have tested it extensively. I was so very pleasantly surprised it was able to play DSD512 1-bit in native mode. I repeat, DSD512 1-bit in native mode. No issue at all, without any kind of glitches or anything like that. And that is definitely the kind of performance which I would expect which I would consider as a true improvement over the previous iBasso DX260 Mark I. The burning question now, should you upgrade to iBasso DX260 Mark II if you already have iBasso DX260 Mark I? And my simple answer is no. Because if you are already happy with the sound and the performance of the iBasso DX260 Mark I, then this is absolutely not necessary to upgrade to this, because like I mentioned, and I'm just going to repeat myself, they are identical when it comes to sound and performance and power wise. The only reason you want to upgrade because if you think the functions, the features offered by this DX260 justify to change it. Other than that, it is pretty much identical in every way possible, of course with some of the differences which I already mentioned earlier. Clear upgrade for this iBasso DX260 or even DX180 is definitely this iBasso DX340 here, which is, by the way, $700 more expensive than this, and obviously heavier, bigger too, less portable. But this is clear upgrade part for this. As simple as that. iBasso DX260 Mark II is for those who are looking to buy the very best digital audio player priced up to $1,000, assuming that you don't have iBasso DX260 in your hand. You are moving from other digital audio player and you are looking for the best for up to $1,000. This is it. This is what you want. Thank you so very much for watching the video until the end. Without skipping, I hope. Now click like and subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram under the name of Andy AV. And also, if you'd like to support me directly, you can join the membership below for behind the scene, especially for AAV Insider and above, which will allow you to see what I am doing behind the scene.